All right. Yes, sir. It is what it is. Mm. We are good. Ah. Oh man. Whew. Well, let's just let it rock for a minute. I really need to check on this shit. Yeah, my next day off. That's it? Oh, this is a straight up side mission.
The day will be ours. The time is at hand.
Oh, psh.
Witness true chivalry.
In service of the royal family.
I might have to change out.
What are your orders, my prince? I depart anon.
I'll not fail you. By your word.
I might switch out Bruno.
A futile endeavor.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna change out Bruno for old boy. Hey, kill me with magic, this shit.
We can do this!
Just a little magic. Focus your mind.
Lightning shaker, baby. Magic attack.
Victory is assured!
Allow me. Was never in doubt.
God, they're just.
Is that all?
Holy shit!
Ew, appreciate the
Awaiting your
like.
command. Very well.
I'll not let Clive outdo me. I shall teach you the lunacy of your ways.
They're killing me. Assault, man. What the fuck is?
A lacking bout, frankly.
I don't watch this shit.
We march.
In the glory of Elha, on my honor as Tyrannos. As you wish.
Your will shall be done. At once. Do you realize who you defy? Vanquished. I'll not let Clyde out. I depart on. What are your orders, my prince? I'll not let Clyde outdo. At once.
I shall hold nothing back.
I shall teach you the lunacy of a lacking bout, frankly.
Gaze upon the face of your trivial undertaking. I'll not fail you. By your word. Hoist the banners. Gaze upon the face of your demise.
What are your orders, my prince? As decreed.
We march. The Cornian militia. Do you need something? Right.
What would you ask? Very well.
Oh wow.
I'll pierce you
It's
clean.
got people every goddamn where.
That went better than I expected.
I have taken it as our own.
My spirit shall never bend. War is a cruel game played by cruel men.
Woo! Damn, I got fucked up. Ugh.
The path is set.
To the skies!
Now then. I never miss my target.
Take notes, Lex.
Who's my target? Heading there now. I'll pierce you clean through. I'm here.
I'll bear no further loss.
Do you need something?
The time is at hand. Onward.
This ground belongs to the liberation.
Come then.
I stand with you. A grim
You face me.
My aid is yours.
Come then.
Your villainy ends here. Victory grows ever closer. The time is at hand.
We march.
Apologies for worrying you.
The time is at hand.
I'm in your debt. How might I serve? With haste, on my honor as Tyrannos.
Who's my target?
The end is upon you.
Get him.
Prey ensnared shall never escape. I'll see to that myself.
I'll have you back soon, Rylanor. I promise.
Be cleansed.
Not bad, hmm? to dance?
They're enfeebled.
Huh. Bruh.
Pointless. Raging storm.
What?
How foolish of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Rage.
I was wondering. I was like, how the hell
May the Fae guide us.
am I gonna kill her? Like a fire burst. Okay.
Have I always held such...
I won't hold you back.
As I expected.
Forgive me for what I've done. I've allowed myself to be bridled like a horse on a cart, and placed my countrymen in grave danger. But more than that,
Stand, Rylanor.
there's no such thing. How else am I to atone for this failure?
You have done nothing which demands atonement. It was only due to your devout loyalty that Zenora saw reason to control you. And consider what future might have befallen us had you not helped me flee to the Winding Wood. For one, I would never have enlisted the aid of the Liberation, nor would we have rescued my beloved Vinisa from Zenora's foul clutches. If anything, I should have come to your side sooner. I hope you can forgive me that misstep.
How could you say such things? And yet, your kindness only makes my flame for you burn brighter. I pledge my life to you anew, should you only accept it.
Hell yeah, bro. So I got a new party member, right? Yeah. That was one of these.
May fortune bring what you seek among my
Hell
quality
ring.
wares.
Oh.
A
Gotta pick
fine
up that.
choice.
I do want to get those, but oh yeah, they got a lot of good stuff here. Promote! Promote, promote, promote. Well, that's what we've been doing.
My lance grows ever sharper.
Alright. Fuck is Adele at? There he is. Okay, so can I get something else to boost my magic? Power. Ooh, what? Alright, I know who I'm putting that on. Fuck that stun cure shit. Wide pursuit. Hell yeah. Crit rate bonus is nice. The HP recovery though. He does have a heal. Not like I don't. Yeah, let's go with defense. Do I have a silk hood? I don't. Shit. You know what? I know what I need.
I'll preserve the peace of this town myself.
May fortune bring what you seek among my quality wares. A fine choice. A fine choice. A fine choice. Simply ask if you'd like it back, though I'll not keep it long. Simply ask if you'd like it back, though I'll not keep it long.
I mean, it's not much money, but
Do visit a
it's something. Watchman's long spear. Okay. I'll dig that. Alright, I just got a new set of swords. Potency is nice. So like this will hurt a lot. Ooh, okay. Oh shit. I mean, that's a great move. If I had a setup where I had more AP, it would be perfect. Yeah, I might have to fucking try to run that on somebody. Hmm. Okay, damn. That shit is useful. She don't need this. What does she do? Lightning blade. Oh, she's a fencer. Oh, she's like, oh boy. I'll put Sylvie here. I'm actually going to run her here on this party. I need Silk Hood.
If it's steel you're after, you're in the right place. Done and done.
Oh no, that's right. The setup had the fucking you know what? Yeah. Never mind. I had the fire curse with old girl. So yeah. Let's forget that. So let's do this instead. Her the leader. Man, if I get a lucky coin for him, that would be so good. Ooh, Familiar's Choker. Oh, she's got a bow with swiftness. Nice. How much of this shit do I have? $24. I need 6 more.
Well, well, well. Not a problem.
Ooh, got her up out of there, boy.
In my sights.
Forgive me. I have you.
Oh, that's Jesus. Okay. I like that whole little exchange right there. About to wear these boys out. Man ain't even ready.
Want to keep going?
I have you.
Not a chance!
One for me. Getting worked up here.
So hurt!
Embarrassing. Glory to the liberation.
Okay, so he's pretty much ass. So we're just gonna go with like attack power. Yeah. And then I'm gonna put heal first. Yeah, we'll just roll with this. I don't know what more we can do to make that better, but Okay. Alright. Bowman of the setting sun.
You make a habit of watching people from the bushes? And is that Eltalinda over there? Come on. If you want to talk to her that bad, you just gotta walk up and do it.
Quiet, please.
Were you not hoping to speak with her? Who are you? And why are you spying like this?
I can't discuss this here. Come with me.
Weirdo code.
My name is Galadmir, former bodyguard to the Turunas herself.
Former, huh?
When Zenoira first invaded our home, I fell victim to a grievous lapse in judgment. Not only were all the men in my command slain, but in my desperation to live, I divulged Ter Eltalinda's. I have lived in hiding ever since that horrible day.
Yeah, even I'd find it tough showing my face after that. But then, why are you turning up now?
My ears have met with the news of the Liberation Army's reclamation of Castle Lowerhall, and so I've decided to devote my life once more as a loyal bow of Elheim. But first, I must prove myself worthy of the honor. Allow me to fight by your side, fair knights.
Why not tell her the truth, as you've done with us here?
And to offer my apology with nothing to show for it?
Doubt it. What have we got to lose? The girl's clearly done a lot of thinking about this.
Thank you, Lex.
Huh?
I knew you'd understand.
Why do you know my name?
Because I've watched you from the shadows, of course.
Unsettling declarations aside, if you truly wish to stand amongst our ranks, I expect you...
My honor may be lost, but my...
That's a long march.
The day will be ours.
Fae shall guide me with the blessing of the Fae. Moving out.
The time is at hand.
The Cornian militia fights on.
Is this the place?
The path is set.
I'm ready. Right. Who's my target? Understood.
Good.
I'll do as I must. By the Fae's
I've
grace.
arrived. Do you need something?
In service of the... I'll not fail you. As you wish. Awaiting your command. Very well. I have arrived.
Oh!
I'll not fail you. As you wish.
With the blessing of the Fae. As you will it. Can you match my skill?
Easy now.
wash away your fears.
You going to thank me? I can help.
Be cleansed.
Soul of the
Show
earth.
your tenacity.
Okay, I can't run. I cannot run that on. I'm gonna have to change that to something else.
As the wind.
Joke.
I'll carve the end.
Lightning. A blessed victory.
No reason why you weren't attacking when you do. Oh. Well then why isn't he attacking? That's, oh. Okay, that's fair.
I shall hold nothing back.
I have you.
At least try.
yeah, bro.
Awaiting your command. By your word.
It shall be over in a moment. I know no peer.
To better serve Ter Rosalinda, my bowstring grows tauter.
Time to act.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, that's not gonna be good on him. Oh, I know exactly what that shit are.
As you wish.
I'll do as I must. Moving out.
Who's my target?
For the honor of Husk, ready and waiting. Leave everything to me.
Do you need something?
Come.
Jesus. Just teleporting across the map and shit?
Let's have some fun.
I can help.
Nice.
Sure. Take strength.
Thanks for that PP back, baby.
Ready for action.
I can help.
Hold fast.
That it?
So hurt.
The battle is won.
Not even surprised.
I've not chosen my grave yet.
Time to act. As you will it.
What would you ask? Very well. Hoist the banners. I shall hold nothing back.
With the blessing of the Fae.
Gaze upon the face of your a trivial undertaking. Awaiting your command.
I'm in your debt. Can you match my skill? I'll not fall so easily. I'll do as I must. By the Fae's grace.
What would you ask? By your word.
Awaiting orders. Time to act.
I'm yours. I'm off.
Damn.
I shall hold nothing back for the liberation. I'll not fail you, as you wish. Come. A trivial undertaking. Awaiting your command. Very well. I shall hold nothing back.
Don't even think of...
You impressed?
Wisdom befitting of all my years. I'll not fail you. What would you ask? I'll not fail you. What would you ask? Very well. Come. I've not chosen my grave yet. I'll not fail you, as you wish. I shall hold nothing back.
This is nothing.
What would you ask? By your word. I have arrived. I'll not fail you. Very well.
You can't win, you know. I'll crush you. Ready and waiting. I'm yours. Leave everything to me. You can't win, you know. Did you see that, Elaine?
Awaiting your command.
Anything for you. I'm off.
What would you ask?
Who's my target?
Witness true, ChiLL. Your will shall be done. I depart anon.
I'm ready.
Judgment shall strike. Witness the might of an angel. Your will shall be done.
Who's my target?
To the skies! At your service. At once.
I'll do as I must. Moving out.
Awaiting your command. By your word. Gaze upon the face of your for the liberation. What would you ask? Very well.
I've arrived.
I shall hold nothing back. A trivial undertaking. I'll not fail you. Awaiting your command. By your word. I am yours to command, Your Highness. I'll not fail you.
What are your orders, my prince?
Woo!
Your will shall be done. What What are your orders, my prince? Is this the place? With the blessing of the Fae. As you will it. A futile endeavor. Vanquished.
What would you ask? As you wish.
I'm yours. A wise choice.
As expected.
I'll do as I must. By the Fae's grace.
Ready and waiting. Leave everything to me. Done.
Come then.
That's cute. Like, motherfucker, you thought.
Do you realize who you defy?
No mercy. You'll regret this. You can't win, you know. The pride of House Meiyei. I stand ready. Understood.
Your will shall be done.
Face me and be cut down. Right where you want it.
Your villainy ends here. A fine bout.
No mercy. Dead and buried. I fear I'm fading. At once. You'll not be disappointed. I depart.
Time is with us. Should we only keep our focus?
You ready? Do it for me.
Get your punk ass on the ground.
I wonder if I'm
There we
stronger
go.
than Lady Ocleis.
I'll not let Clive outdo me. At once. I have arrived.
I'm here.
We've taken it as our own.
I'm uneasy about this. Anything for you. I'm off.
I'll not fail you. Very well.
I stand ready. I take to the skies. I'll not go easy on you.
Gaze.
You'll regret this. You can't win, you know.
The end of this brutal war draws ever nearer.
What would you ask? By your word.
Ready and waiting. Leave everything to me. You'll regret this. I'm yours. Anything for you. you. I won't forget this. Ready and waiting. Witness the might of an angel. I depart.
We shall make proper use of this. I'll not fail you. Very well.
Blasphemous fool. An offering to the heavens. You'll not be disappointed. Your will shall be done. Witness the might of an angel.
Your will shall be done. I depart anon.
Awaiting your command. I'll not fail you. By your word. I have arrived.
I shall teach you the lunacy of your ways. A lacking bout, frankly. What are your orders, my prince? As decreed. A futile endeavor.
Woo! Yes, sir. Get him.
We can do this!
You can do it.
Jesus.
We can do this!
Just a little magic.
With my aid. Bowing out already? The fruits of diligence are sweet indeed. I'll not let Clive outdo me. I depart anon. I shall teach you the lunacy of your ways.
We got company, boys. Let's give them some good old Zenoiran hospitality.
Oh, wow.
Together now!
Focus your mind. Yield to me.
Steady on!
You can do it.
Jesus.
Victory is assured!
Winter's fear.
I claim this victory as my
I'll
own.
not let this go. I'm even better than...
A little closer to my former strength.
Yes, sir. Oh. Okay.
We've someone here who'd like to see you.
Oh? And who might that be?
It's a shock, I know.
What is the meaning of this, Galadmir?
I understand the displeasure, but please,
Do you have any idea how worried you've made?
Thank them for me as well. I'm relieved to see you as radiant as ever. Forgive my absence, Teras.
Hold a moment. This doesn't seem like the return of a soldier disgraced. It was all a lie then.
Not entirely.
But all that stuff about...
A fabrication, yes.
Galadmir would never abandon me, and
Though the mournful fact remains. I failed, unable to break their defenses. I had to
But why deceive us?
The majority of Zenoira's force is comprised of nobles, townspeople, and various others originally of Cornea. The same is true of those who march for your liberation. I needed to know whether I could truly trust you, and felt the flip. It was the only way to be certain.
Forgive Galadmir her subterfuge. She's normally an elf of great intentions, I assure you. Though perhaps a tad too cautious at times.
After all that fuss about keeping you a secret, too.
Still, if it's won us your confidence.
All right. Fuck yeah, man.
May fortune bring what you seek among my
Oh, yes.
A
I've been
fine
using
choice.
that. Ooh, another Silk Spade. These are really damn useful.
A fine choice. A fine choice.
Who else has the other Silk Spade? Oh, he has it. Fuck, he don't need that shit.
May fortune bring what you seek among the
Oh
quality
shit!
wares. Do
A good choice.
Damn. I'd have to have a PP build for that to make that work. Dude, I ain't shit. Jesus.
May fortune bring what you seek among my quality wares. Do it.
Enlistment. Promote.
Got more where that came from.
For
Oh, she's already got one on. Huh? Okay.
I guess. Just don't expect too much. I'll do what I can.
I won't let you down. I'll guard it well.
Oh shit. Hold up, cuz. Oh shit. Hold on, sir.
Damn, that hurts.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You had little choice in the matter. Had you...
Doesn't make me feel much. Have these best rolls always been the
You'll pay for this, Sonoirans.
The hits just keep coming today.
Hold a moment, please. We're not... Zenoirans. A local girl, do you suppose?
Whoever she was, she dropped...
A pendant, it would seem.
Ah, shit. Yeah, boy. Oh, it gives you eagle eye. God damn, look at the fucking power. Jeez. 21? And blindness immunity? Shit. I get that shit to old girl. Shit. That shit's kind of crazy, girl.
Are you hurt?
Don't worry. I just gave him a little...
I'm okay. Thank you.
Now, before you start running off again, let me say...
We are the Liberation Army.
That explains it then. But this grassy scent... Oh.
You can tell where we're from.
My name's Unifi. I fight for a free Bastorius, with a group called the Frostblood.
Another regional resistance. I should have expected this pendant belongs to you, yes?
I've been looking everywhere for that. I can't believe...
Unifi! My fur...
Sorry about that, Morard. But...
Zenoira, the bastards...
What? Where's Ramona?
Holding the line with the rest of the Blooms. But this is no place to talk.
Oh, yeah. They're whooping our ass, bro. Fire curse!
Together! Don't show any weakness. This is for you. We strive for progress.
Set loose your gusts.
Jesus. Magical pursuit.
Clouds above, march on.
Fire curse again.
For Elven pride.
Okay. Alright, enemy level is 25. We're gonna be fucking putting in some work. Ugh. Ugh.
What are we doing? Just...
Alright. Take a quick break ski. Actually, you know what? It's getting kind of late. Yeah, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, folks. Listen to some tunes while we take.
here. Ramona needs us.
Calm, Unifi.
But...
Trust in her, and she will see that trust repaid. The capital would never fall so easily.
Apologies, but
Founding matron of the Frostbloom. That, and the...
I didn't realize.
Sorry, Morard. I need to keep a level head. Now, do we know...
A warrior by the name of
Perfect. We put a couple...
In theory, yeah. But he's not the only one we have to contend with.
Yeah, I saw.
Not a clue. But what... For now, we lead the...
Alright, I'm gonna... Oof.
All is going exactly...
I unfortunately did not. I was pretty busy just going to the arcades and going to like different studios, but I did do an interview with Hiroki Aoki-san, who made the General, Kaiser Knuckle, and also Force. And yeah, the coolest part about him was that he's so passionate, like even still to this day, that he went to Evo Japan to help like run the Psychic Force tournament, side tournament that they had. So that was really cool. Like he's still into it. So yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Is there a particular question you asked about the General, or are you saving that for a video?
I mean, I asked everything pretty much, like, because I talked to you about it, Matt, about like, hey, like, what some good questions to ask him and everything. I think
why? The question is why.
So I think the funny part when I asked him like, why'd you make them so hard? He pretty much said it was literally unintentional. Like he didn't know it was gonna be that hard, but then it just went with it.
Yeah, that is a thing I've heard before. Like, you know, it goes across fighting games to other genres, but like fighting games considerably is like devs are just used to it. Like they play and like, oh, I know, you know, the tricks of everything, but they're too close to it.
Yeah.
They don't know yet quite. So that's why you need Q&A testers. And Q&A testers were not like common. In the 90s.
Not common.
Like you might have one or two.
There was like less than 5 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So I just love that we didn't know. we didn't know the power that we had. So that's all cool stuff. You mentioned the X Arcadia stuff, and like I thought it was just limited to a new version of Breaker's Revenge being announced by them, which to this day, will this ever be beaten as a subtitle? Breaker's Revenge Chicago.
Very well.
Can that be possibly beaten?
Very easily, yes.
No, I don't think it can. Because it's so...
Come.
Did you hear anything on the show floor at all, Justin? Why did they use the word Chicago?
Okay, so I did not hear about the show floor, but I did go to their office to record the Breakers Revenge Chicago. And he said the reason why it's called Chicago is because, like, they're in... I guess in Japanese language translation, it was like translated as something else that's similar to the word Chicago, so they just named it Chicago.
Just say the word.
So that's the reason why it's not resembled to the actual city Chicago. It's literally just because it's a play on words of like something that Japanese translated as Chicago. It's like Chicago or something.
Knew that was coming.
That's amazing because that's 90s as hell.
It's super 90s.
So apparently in this new version of Breaker's Revenge, you get 3 grooves. There's a new arranged OST. I think the game plays a bit faster, and there's new key art that they had drawn. Some of it looks really sick actually, but so did you actually get to play it? Like what were your impressions of like the changes?
Yeah, I played it. I believe the person that made like the new key art is like the same that made Third Strike, which is pretty cool.
Really?
And also, yeah, that's what they were telling me. And the grooves, it's called like Revenge, Chicago, and Extra. Revenge is the normal mode, the one that we are currently playing now for Breakers. Chicago is the new one where you have
futile endeavor.
Hop jumps. There's hop jumps and easier ways to cancel. special moves. So that's really all it has is the hop jumps mechanic, which makes the gameplay a lot faster because Revenge, like the regular jump, is kind of floaty a lot of times, right? So I think they just added that. Extra is really like CVS2 like Yo group, where you just go crazy. Like you can do air chains, ground chains, anything just works. But you do have Akuma health where you just die pretty fast. Like you're a glass canyon at that point. And the coolest thing is that they did make subtle changes with characters. Like they pretty much did not nerf any of the good characters besides Saizo. But but every other like character that's considered bad, they buffed them, right, just to make them more playable and not as useless. Because when you think about old fighting games, there are a lot of like I would say useless characters or just characters that cannot contend with like top tier characters. So they changed that for sure in Chicago.
That almost boils into the like old versus new fighting game discussion that's happening lately. How, you know, stuff in old fighting games, they just let it rock, right? They just put it in there with no real intention of like, yeah, we're gonna make sure Q can beat Chun. No, dude, they just fucking did shit.
There's a nobility in that. I'm also surprised that the extra groove isn't called like New York or something. Like just go crazy with it at that point. Like Max said, let it rock.
Let it rip.
Let it rock. Should be like a big major U.S. city. Los Angeles.
Breaker's Jersey.
All right. Were you able to play any other X Arcadia stuff, or was it just that?
I tried Chaos Code Nemesis Experiment as well too. They obviously have the 2 new characters. It's like I think Kagari and Gao. He's like Gao's. I only played Gao because he reminds me of like Rufus, because he's kind of like fat and he's like, oh, I'm a superhero, that guy. So that was really cool. But I never really played too much Chaos Code, so I couldn't really tell the difference between regular Chaos Code versus this version of Chaos Code. I just know there's just 2 new characters, right? So I think that is probably more lead up to the experts, so people who play Chaos Code a lot more than me. But it was really cool that they are working on like these old games and bringing them back as well. But I only played those 2 games, but then I saw Rage of Dragons announcement, and I immediately like messaged the guys like, hey man, how come you didn't show me Rage of Dragons? I love Rage of Dragons, but he said it's just not ready yet, so yeah, maybe in the future.
To me. They did announce that that's going to have, like, again, new key art, like balance adjustments, which is really interesting. It plays a bit faster and another arranged OST. You know, this is a little weird to me because I believe the group that remastered Breaker's Revenge, the Breaker's Collection, that they had announced that they had the rights to re-release Rage of the Dragons, and they said, like, you know, sometime, you know, in the future we're going to be doing that as well. And then there's this, so I don't know whether it conflicts with that release of Rage of the Dragons, or do you know?
I think it's more of just like, because XA Arcadia, they're only arcade, so they don't release anything for a console. So if you wanted to play these new versions, you have to play on like their machine.
Yeah.
So like I think maybe that's like the thing is like they are arcade, and the other group is more for like console release, right?
On my honor,
yeah, that makes sense. It's just like, I mean, because the Breaker's Revenge release didn't really have any balance adjustments or, you know, like a ton of new content, or, you know, it just had the stuff that you expect from the collection. Whereas these releases actually have some things that are being fiddled with in the gameplay or the presentation in some form that are a bit, like, more in-depth. So, I mean, I want... Like you, I want more people to play Rage of the Dragons because it's a sick-ass game.
It is a sick-ass game.
It's probably one of the most underrated tag games ever.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really good, but people don't really talk about it a lot. I think if it had been called Double Dragon, you know, it might have had a few more like people interested in it in the 2000s when it released. But yeah, they EX Arcadia also announced, but with not many details, just like one extra thing, the Fallen Angels is coming back, and I'm like, this is a game I never thought ever would come back, and I just remember seeing the Fallen Angels in ROM lists and just never understanding what it was until I finally played it, and the game never emulated very well for like years. Because it's such a complex.
I have never seen this game before.
You must have.
This is the Daruku Tenshi, right? That's like the Japanese name or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I played it recently with Jam Prof, and he made me play this game. I remember.
I was forced to play this game.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like it's a weird. Max, there's the main character's name is cool.
Sick.
Very well. The time is at hand.
It is such a mystery to me, like this whole thing. It's just like I just remember seeing when you really start like have access to the internet and you're like going deep on like stuff that you love, fighting games, comics, whatever. And I just remember seeing the fallen names and seeing these screenshots, like what the hell game is this? And the fact that it's coming back in any form is still amazing. Like
yeah, so, like talking to this guy, like the pretty much X Arcadia staff, like. Their whole goal of like getting these games to like arcade and more like mainstream is literally like they want to preserve like these games that people never really heard about and just put it at the arcade. So I thought that's really cool. And he was telling me how like any game that you don't see like too often, their goal is to get the rights and put it on the arcade. So I'm hoping obviously more like the cooler stuff. That we also haven't really seen too much. Maybe be on there. Maybe like, let's say like what's that game? Like a Double Dragon, the actual Double Dragon, Neo Geo, or like a Martial Masters, like stuff like that. I think that would be really cool to see in the arcade. So yeah, I look forward to more of those games.
And I think like there's round 1 locations that have.
Yeah, round 1. Yeah, you're right.
But that's kind of it. Like as far as I know, for like North America, something like. You know that. Where else can you really put them at this point? You're not putting them in pool halls or, bowling alleys really that much anymore. It's a very rare thing.
And to be honest, like round 1 does it because round 1's just cool. You know, like they sort of just like it. Like, do those games get a ton of credits put into them? Probably not. Like, but still, it's neat that round 1 does have like a preservance of that era of arcade games, and they still have like a section for it in every single one.
I still remember hearing that around one had that crazy Square Enix shooter, like Gunslinger Stratos. Where it had the crazy controllers, and I was like, oh shit. So the last, like, not the last time, but like back when I was visiting LA, like years ago, like before the pandemic times, I was like, I gotta play some Gunslinger Stratos while I'm here. So I guess that's still good for Groundswell, and round 1s are still popular, right? Like I haven't been to one in years.
They're still around. I haven't seen a round 1 close. You know.
Right.
So round 1's and Dave and Buster's, they're both around. Dave and Buster's is like the more casual party one, obviously, but round 1 is clearly Japanese focused because every single round 1 you walk into now, they have like an entire quarter, if not half, of their real estate in the inside dedicated to claw games.
The claw games. Yeah.
It's a claw hall.
The claw hall.
I went to a round 1 like recently with my daughter, and it was like 12 p.m., 1 p.m. and it was packed. So this was in Glendale. Yeah, Glendale. It was like super packed. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like people still come here to have fun. So I think that's really cool.
Next when I'm in LA this summer, I need to find. There's apparently a Godzilla arcade game where you're shooting giant kaijus. It's made by Raw Thrills, so it's like one of those types.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, that doesn't exist in Canada. We don't have like Dave and Buster's or round 1s. I don't think. At least on the East Coast. So like, I need to play because it's like, well, that's going to be an arcade-only game, and also it's a VR game.
Oh,
so you have to wear a helmet too. So extra fuck you if you wanted to play it easily on your own.
I hate that stuff. I hate putting on helmets and games that are like public shit, where it's like, how many foreheads is this touched, bro?
I guess that arcade operators have to know, like every so often, have someone come wipe that shit down, but they can't do it after each and every person.
Yeah, they cannot.
Bro, you know someone took a dookie in that helmet at some point.
That's crazy.
By your word.
Awful. So yeah, that kind of sort of sums up everything that EX Arcadia sort of announced. But we should move along to other things because there's a lot of stuff the half
You'll
around
not
EVO
be
Japan, I
disappointed.
guess we could just go into
stand
Tekken
ready.
8.
We should. There's a lot of news.
There's a lot. There's
Understood.
this, like, just the season 1 update. Here's a bunch of free stuff. Here's a new character, just a little
I'll
peek
not
into a
go
new
easy on
character,
you.
and I'm
Face
so
me and
happy
be cut down.
that it's the Polish Prime Minister.
Prime Minister! She's back!
But it changes nothing.
But I get all of you out there that are like Tekken fans that are like, this is not the character I want, because it is. I would not have made this character that was in the last or one of the last DLC characters in Tekken 7 to be another DLC character in the next game. She should have been in the base
Bro,
roster.
this might be the shortest period of time between a character being a DLC to a character being a DLC again.
It has to.
It's less than 2 years, I think.
Yeah, I think the only... Yeah. No, the closest thing is we have is Ed from Season 2 to Street Fighter 6. That's the closest thing. Yeah, that's the closest.
I have to look that up.
I'm looking it up.
Tekken 7.
Lydia Tekken 7.
No, I mean, she did come pretty late. 100% she came pretty late.
Okay, no. We are 3 years. It was May 2021. 3 years she was the last DLC character. Tekken 7.
So it's like it's weird to like get hyped for this character that you've only known for 3 years that has existed, you know, essentially. But I mean, I think she's fucking badass. I like the new costume that she has.
Yeah.
And of course, because of the green for Eddie, the red for her, and Namco showed this.
It's like orange and blue, right?
Orange and blue. I don't even put much stock into that. Like, you know what I mean? It's because you can change the color of a character
Exactly.
anytime. It doesn't have to be dominantly. Because even though she has red on her, even in her Tekken 7 costume, they changed her costume to be predominantly more red.
Yeah.
Like her default in Tekken 8.
Yeah, any character could be suddenly blue, you know?
Yeah. Like Marduk could be blue.
Exactly.
But he actually is a green character.
Yeah, he's a green
Like,
character.
Apparently, his commander.
but yeah, all this free stuff. What is it? Photo mode, the beach resort stage.
Is it wise?
New story chapter.
It wouldn't be.
New story chapter.
So yeah, that's big. That at some point in this season, this year, we're probably at the end of the year, we're getting an actual Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath sort of update, where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of new characters, a gameplay overhaul, and you know, there's a whole new chapter to the story mode. Eddie is a war general.
But Eddie teaches all of his army guys, like all his soldiers, like just mash this.
Press 3 a lot. That's big Switch channel.
I knew we were gonna get to it eventually. But, I'm wondering if it's gonna be like this every couple of updates. Like, here's a chunk of story, here's another chunk of story, or they're leading into this to being like it's gonna be one big, like you said, aftermath. Like that's what I'm not like clear on.
To me, the only time this has really been done before, where it's like big substantial story updates, Guilty Gear Strive did it, you know, and it's like as the game progressed, they're like, hey, here's another chunk of our story. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, obviously, and now Tekken 8. But Tekken 8 seems to be showing up pretty soon. Even if it is this year, it's like less than a year. Here's new story stuff. So I don't know. I would be really surprised that Tekken 8 is like, hey, another year later, here's more story stuff. Like, that would be pretty crazy. I'm happy with it because Tekken 8 story mode was fun as shit, dude. It was one of my favorite fighting game story modes because it's relatively simple, which is funny because it's not. But in comparison to most fighting game story modes, it's like easy to follow and easy to enjoy.
Yeah.
I expect
I always assumed Street Fighter V would have gotten another story thing once all the DLC was out, because major characters have come out well after the Shadows thing, and it just never happened. But I guess it's because, you know, a lot of people didn't like it, so maybe that's why. But yeah, like, you know, I'm not sure if this is gonna turn the sort of negative tide that's kind of happened on Tekken, with people not happy with the store stuff and balance changes and things like that. But I mean, a bunch of free updates, that's hard to sort of.
And overall, to be real, the previous balance changes, I think that the consensus, based on what we read of them, was that the previous ones were like, dude, where are these guys going with this game? And then they came out and it like messed a bunch of shit up. So already there was some sort of wafting funk of, oh god, do the devs have any idea what they're doing with this system in games? Have they played it as much as we have? And it felt like the recent one, which isn't actually out yet, it's out pretty soon, it felt like it's trying to get things under control. It clearly is attacking some characters that are mad good, and I think Tekken 8 is arguably one of the first games where it's like, you can emphatically say, should we buff every character? No, dude, we do not want every character to be Dragunov and Fang. That might not be that fun of a game. So, because it effectively stifles the uniqueness of other characters and just focuses on just this, you know? So anyway, it seems like they're trying to tackle that. It seems that way. So it's I'd say in terms of where the game's going, there's a little bit of positivity there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You just gotta hope it doesn't break anything. Like
things will break. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, how broken will things eventually be? You know.
Well, Eddie broke things just by himself. You know, so is this gonna happen? I almost feel like they're doing too much with this game too fast. Like they're putting out like a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen a ton of stuff. Like it just seems like everything's moving really.
They're effectively updating it the same way that they would update a first version arcade game if they had the power to. And this is the difference between Tekken's relative history to previous titles to what it is now. There's no arcade version, so they're just like, oh, clearly this is fucked up. Throw a dart at it immediately. Take a chainsaw to that immediately without mega consideration. So I think there's probably already, you know, big conversations happening at Bandai Namco regarding that stuff based on how some of the first couple of patches, you know, sort of made people pissed off because it removed creativity from the game.
Aside from that, new Daredevil for Guilty Gear Strive. I couldn't believe it was Slayer because of this Slayer-shaped silhouette. I actually love that.
Most vampire silhouette ever.
Have a silhouette that looks exactly like a character. Don't obscure it like SNK does, where they make them way too big. Have like a big Slayer-looking silhouette, but then it's just like, oh no, it's somebody else.
You know, there was a small chance that like that Slayer silhouette, because his shoulders are very broad, he could have been Azrael from BlazBlue.
You're right. There's like the jacket, like the coat on his shoulders and shit. Yeah. Yeah, I know. For some reason, I know exactly who you're talking about. I have not played a lot of BlazBlue.
Yeah, and he's a vampire. He's a super popular character.
He is a vampire, isn't he? Goddamn, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, there was a small chance, but obviously, I mean, Slayer did come out eventually, so that was really cool. Either way.
I mean, a very good pick. Obviously, Slayer has, you know, plenty of fans and stuff. So, I think he comes out like the same week as Akuma does. Like it's like the last,
It's like the end of like. Actually, I think Slayer was the end of May, and Akuma's like a week before the end of May, right?
So it's
I think we get a week of fucking with Akuma before we get to fuck with Slayer. Yeah.
I know Akuma's
a week of Akuma fucking.
Yeah. Akuma's on the 22nd because that's like.
Yeah.
Because I seen Twitter talking about like they have a big balance patch 2 days before Combo Breaker, like, so yeah.
And to be real, like it is a big balance patch. Do we actually have that in the list? I mean, we're gonna get there on Akuma stuff. It is a big balance patch, but it's not like massive. It seems like it's obviously tackling some things, but is it like a huge gameplay overhaul? Maybe not as much. Like some people have been sort of disappointed based on what has been played in like the Japanese location test. That like, yeah, not much change, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like a regular Street Fighter 5, I think.
It's like a Street Fighter 5 update, yeah.
Any Guilty Gear characters that are not in that you'd still like to see?
Holy Order Soul.
Again with you.
Holy Order. I mean, that's a very popular character, Holy Order Soul.
Well, to be real, I played Haas and like Accent Core Plus R for like a day and a half, and I was just captivated. Like, holy fuck, this character, dude, is so much fun. So that dude's gonna be 1/4 the character in Guilty Gear Strive, effectively.
Shit.
He might be completely retooled in a variety of ways, but I just think he's cool. I'm like Marge. I just think he's neat.
What about you, Justin?
To be honest, the character I wanted most came back was Biken. The that's what I. But
Man of Culture.
yeah, but if I had to choose another character, then I would like Venom. Like Venom with the
Venom is a curious one. How the hell would they do? How the hell would they, repurpose him?
Right? It would be really interesting because like Venom, obviously with the pool balls and everything, it was really fun to deal with, to do as well in the older games. But I think in Strive, they obviously would have to more simplify it, right? Like how they do Testament.
Slayer at least really looks almost traditional. Like a lot of his gameplay elements, I'm like, well, there's that. Now he just rips his shirt off. He has like bionic arm or something like that. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. But there's a few new things, but a lot of this stuff is like, yeah, they didn't make him like transform into a bat or something crazy like that, you know?
Yeah. That like you'd expect that at this point.
At this point, yeah.
In terms of returning characters, the correct answer was Jam.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I forgot about Jam.
Yeah, she's still missing.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's like Capcom not putting like one of the original 8 in a Street Fighter game anymore. I think they're just incapable of doing it. And she's an original Guilty Gear character, like original lineup. So it's weird. But Venom too. Like Venom's also curious. So.
I mean, I'm pretty sure eventually they'll come back because like. Because at the end of the trail, they said like, oh, like look forward to season 4s, right? So that's pretty much more new characters. The one thing that was really interesting about Slayer, because like you mentioned, Max, like he's like traditionally like, oh, he's Slayer-like. I guess the only difference that I saw was that there was a new word that popped up on the screen when he hits you: universe. I don't know if that's
Chicago.
I don't know if it's like his like unique mechanic only, but. He hits you and it just says universe. Like, I don't know what that means, but...
Weird. And he does, like, I don't know if it's an install. It's almost like alluring to the fact that it could be an install where he, like, kisses you and he gets younger. So it's like, huh, I wonder. But I don't think it'll go that crazy. I don't think this is going to be like a Zeku kind of character.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? His combos in general are
just visual, right?
Yeah,
or if he does this super and he bites you and he's just young for the rest of the match.
Just cause, why not?
Just cause.
Now that you say universe, it just reminds me of the most baffling word to this day. The most baffling word I've ever seen in a fighting game, like a announcement pop-up thing, is just Tatsunoko versus Capcom Baroque. I was like, no, what is this?
I'm like, what the fuck is this word? Baroque?
I knew what that word meant because I did art in college. It was like, you can't just throw these words.
Does it actually have like a meaning, or it sounds like it sounds like a poorly translated Japanese, like for break?
It's maybe that's exactly what Justin was saying Chicago is.
Yeah.
Probably. But Baroque is like the Baroque era of art where it's all decadent, dark colors. Like it's like just saying like minimalism.
Yeah. That has no impact on sacrificing your gray health to do damage, bro. Which is why I give it the more appropriate name, barbecue.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just funny when you mentioned like, oh, it's like dark colors and everything, but like when you Baroque, you're like RGB.
Yeah.
But looking forward to Slayer, but I'm waiting for Jam because Baiken's in there obviously, like Justin said. So it's kind of one of the last few characters that I'm personally looking for. How do we say the name of Illinois?
I got it because
what is it now?
Because I had to correct myself because I kept saying it's allow with an E.
Ilawi.
Ilawi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Illinois.
I kept saying
Illinois. Chicago.
I kept saying Yowie.
Is silent.
Yeah. I kept saying Yowie, and they're like, no,
that's a different thing.
Justin, that is a different thing.
I know, but I was saying it on the Japanese broadcast.
On the Japanese broadcast. That's good. A completely new fandom is about to invade Justin's YouTube channel.
Yeah, because he's got a lot going with the heart thing.
Bro, nobody corrected me until like after I finished it, or like at the end, or prepping. They're like, "All right, go for it." I was like, "All right." They were trolling me.
And then they're like, "Who let this man cook?" Okay, so Ilawi showcase for 2XKO. So when this trailer starts, right, I was like, oh, what the hell? Why does the game look like this? Oh, there was something about the video encoding when they were showing just like quick gameplay.
It was stuttering.
It was stuttery, and I was like, whoa, fuck, what the hell happened? And then when the showcase starts, like, properly, and I'm really looking at it, right? I'm just like, this character looks so fucking cool, and, like, has a really cool kit, that when I'm actually watching the showcase footage of her doing all her stuff, I was like, holy crap, this game looks really, really incredible. Because I'm watching some of the trailers and stuff, but seeing this long showcase, I'm just like, these characters somehow look more 3D than like Strive characters look.
Yes.
And I don't mind that. That's like a good thing.
Yeah, and to be real, it doesn't
space.
Just based on what we played, like artistically, the game doesn't do the Strive / Dragon Ball isms, which is very keyframe heavy, where it like pop in between these like poses really fast, like it's anime. No. 2XKO doesn't do that. It's clearly motion tween. So the characters, when they do a big swing attack, you're not going to get this to this. You're going to get the whole thing. Like, you're going to see all the animations. So it looks very quote-unquote smooth, but less, like, anime-like, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, I was really impressed with the trailer. What did you think, Justin? Because I know you're into this character. You played her, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, I would say throughout the whole 3 days of EVO Japan, I probably played 2XKO the most out of the 3. Just because
so I gotta ask you, Justin, how is it feeling now in comparison to what we played like a year ago?
I would say when you press the buttons, it still feels the same. It just visually obviously look better. They obviously have more UI stuff. But I do think adding Alawi increased like the amount of stuff that you could do in the game. Because I felt like with the first 4 characters, they're just like attacking you for the most part, right? Literally, they're kind of the same character. Like attack, one's air dash, one's sword, but they're still doing the same type of like play style. Alawi, she's a big bruiser / support character. Right.
Yeah, she's the first character that actually has a legit like gimmick, like not a gimmick that is damage related, where it's just like, oh, you know, what's his name does a bleed effect on you, which was there before. Where it's like that just is damage, right? Where no, this character like puts a trap on the ground or some shit.
Yeah, she puts a trap on the ground. So like with her S2, like if she puts a tentacle on the floor, and let's say if you have your second character in, that tentacle still stays there. So now, let's say if you do a launch and you do an air combo that goes into a hard knockdown, like you finish the combo, like you spike them on the floor.
Yeah.
The tentacle will restand them, and then you get a follow afterwards.
Oh, that's fucking. You know what that reminds me of? NPCI Venom, where he puts a trap on the ground and grabs you and pulls you down and restands your ass. That's sick.
Yeah. So she can put 2 of those tentacles and you switch out. And you just like literally try to combo into them and then do more combos and stuff.
Dope, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's really cool. And obviously, you know, there's like the different fuses in the game, right? And so when you do, let's say you do her down S2, which summons 2 giant tentacles. So it's like an install super where these tentacles hit over like a course of like 2-3 seconds, right? So if you DHC out to your second character, those tentacles is still active and they're helping your new second character in.
This is cool. Yeah, I hope more characters are sort of like this later down the line, because this is neat. Like, it's clear that they have like their safe characters, and every fighting game is this way, bro. Where you have like your safe starting roster, and then you start to get really creative with more stuff down the line, and then you almost have to like get too creative. Every fighting game does this. You get too creative, and then you have to dial it back to, okay, we need some more safe characters again.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? KI Season 2 announcement. Trailer.
Everything got mad crazy, and then it went back to like, okay, so what's our hero Season 3 character? It's Tusk. You press heavy punch, bro.
Or they go from like, here's Aghanos. Aghanos can do these things. Yeah, and then eventually, that's always a little disappointing when they're like, here's Cinder. Cinder is still a complicated character.
Insanely complicated, yeah. Just to play him at a fundamental level, it takes so much time.
Yeah.
I will say, her gigantic, dreaming sea god
Oh, yeah.
that she brings you down to for her ult, like that's a cool fucking
It's
level
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, they're really getting better at their like cinematic level 3 supers, which is clearly something that you just need for like trailer purposes and shit. You just need to have like something that is visually great, and for them to like, yeah, we're taking the characters to a completely different place now. You know, to have some cool cinematic thing happen. I love seeing this crew of folks that have like worked on fighting games, and this is sometimes their first experience. To see them breaking new ground, like visually and doing all this stuff, because you got to realize like this is a ragtag group of individuals that is putting this shit together, and for it to look this good is really awesome.
And the one thing I have to know, like I at first like hated playing duels in 2XKO, like with the first starting roster.
Sure.
But playing Alawi in duels is actually super fun. Because you just start adding support stuff like the tentacles on the floor.
Yeah, because you can actually really start coordinating with each other instead of just attacking and blocking and don't use my meter or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I was going to ask is the aggression of the game before was extremely prominent, right? And we noticed like it's a game of being bullied. It almost like at a fundamental level, it's a game of being bullied. Which doesn't usually happen in every single fighting game in the first like few days you play it. Is that still there?
It's still pretty bully. Like if you are in a situation where you're getting set played and you're pressing buttons on wake up, then yeah, you're probably gonna get mauled still. Like push block still costs 1 bar, the forward one. You can obviously do retreat guard, but you're gonna put yourself in the corner and you have the burst. But even then, like, you know, you can't really do too much. Even if you have like kill one character, you know, you have your last stand super assist and everything like that.
Sure.
It still works the same way from when we first played.
So they haven't given any characters in other 2v2 games like this has existed, like more Battle for the Grid or, you know, Blaze with Cross Tag. No characters have a down special that is like a get off me.
Only Darius is, and that's from the first one.
And that was from the old one. Yeah, he was the only one. Yeah, he had like armor move, right?
Yeah, he's still the only one that has a get off of me.
Gotcha. We'll see. You know, that's just the way it is. You're going to get mauled in the game.
You are going to get mauled. That's for sure.
That'd be your tagline on our trailer. You will get mauled.
It's just this thing. Get mauled.
Get bullied. Speaking of things being the way that they need to be, we have a new character being announced for DNF Duel after and not at EVO Japan for whatever reason they decided to do that.
Hey,
Master.
Hey, they had a side tournament for it.
Oh,
yeah,
they had a side tournament
for DNF Duel. It'll linger around, you know.
Yeah. I feel bad saying it that way, but you're not wrong. Even though this was just the teaser of the trailer, I have to say, this is a pretty fucking cool ass character.
Of course it is, dude. Like, that's the thing. All the DNF characters are sick. They are fucking cool. It's just that, like, a lot of shit was against this game, dude. I had some people asking me about DNF Duel in a recent situation that, like, they wanted to get into it and they were wondering if it was free to play. And I'm like, no, that's a normal price game. Or not normal. I think it was like technically 40 or 50 or something like that.
Well, I think it was 40, right?
That's the impression that people get from it, is that like it is a free-to-play sort of game, and I'm like, I don't blame you for thinking that, because it's based on a franchise that is historically free-to-play.
Yeah.
And you don't hear a lot of news about it in general. Like, it's not in the...
Because it's like 30 years old or some shit. Like, DFO's been around for Justin worked on it, for God's sake. Like a long time ago.
Yeah, that was 2009. I was playing it before, like, I think like 2005 at least, but those probably existed before that as well.
This is like, you know, the Striker, but like more Chun-Li-esque and like giant dragon shit. I'm like, like more personally for me, more so than the other characters from this season, which are still look cool. I was like, oh man, no, she's sick as fuck. But again, you know, you could have had this just go online during EVO Japan. The only thing I could think of is maybe like, oh, we get buried between all the other announcements. Maybe that's the thought process.
Maybe they're just maybe they just have so much fucking money they're just doing it. You know, maybe it's a side game situation where we have so much fucking money we don't care. We're just gonna put it out the way we want to, and you're either going to buy it and or not buy it. So, alright. Like, but Psy games and Neopal, by contrasting comparison, are like that, dude. They're just sitting on... They made fighting games because they don't know where to spend their money. You have to do something with it.
We have the budget.
I wish we were all in a position where it's like, have all this money, I don't know, make a fighting game.
Yeah.
That's the dream. So, speaking of dreams, everyone from Brazil, very happy that Marco Rodriguez announced for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Damn, I was kind of hoping that he was going to be playable at the show, but he was not.
No.
But I guess it didn't really matter because this is the first public.
First public. Outside of like
to begin with.
The stuff that me and Justin, which was pretty limited, like the amount of people that got their hands on the game was pretty small. This is the first time in a public situation that anybody could just try it and mess around with shit. And apparently it went super good. Justin, you were on the show floor. I heard from some friends, around the show that like the line was always 2 hours.
You know how you go to like Disneyland and it's like tells you how many minutes if you're at the back of the line?
Shit.
It said 100 minutes.
Shit.
If you wanted to play City of the Wolves, like the guy was holding the sign, 100-minute wait time. That's how crazy.
Almost consistently, like all the way until the final day, from what I understood.
Yeah, final day you could it'll be like 20-minute wait because there's not many people there the final day compared to the first 2 days, but first 2 days, good luck. That's what
Wasn't there a thing where they had to change it so that like you can only play for 15 minutes and we have to kick you off?
Yeah, they did that early, where people, if the allotted play time was too long, they would never have gone through the line.
Yeah, it was originally 25 minutes, but then they moved it to 15 minutes.
And I gotta give SNK credit, and I even told them this when I first saw the game, I wasn't able to play it, there was a session ahead of me, but they had a TV just going over demonstration of how things work, and I was just like,
yeah.
Bro, this shit looks fucking wow. People were talking to me, I'm just like, yeah, but look at this. It definitely is a catching game that I think the likes we haven't seen since maybe a Samurai Showdown, which immediately you look at it and you go, god damn, cool, Samurai Showdown's back, holy crap. KOF 15 is alright, you sort of get that impression. It's alright, another KOF, neat. This one is whoa, Fatal Fury's fucking back, bro, look at this game.
Yeah, it absolutely has shown a progression between, admittedly, the roughness of how KOF 14 looked like.
Yeah, sure.
Sam Show definitely looked better. KOF, slightly different, but still much better than KOF 14.
For sure, improvements, yeah.
And now this is just I wouldn't say light years beyond them, but certainly, I think everyone said this, Max said this, I have said it, everyone's kind of said this, especially with these impressions going on this week, is this game has a art style.
Yes, it actually has an art style. Yeah, it legit does. It's great, dude.
So, yeah, was there any... I'm assuming you got hands on, Justin, right?
I played on the floor, yeah.
Okay.
It still felt the same, but I think the only thing they updated for Evo Japan was just specific graphics for specific moves. From what SNK told me, but the overall play styles of if when I played Otaru is the same, if Max was there and he played Rock or Terry, it would still be the same as well too. But overall, I think it was just more visual upgrades. But I didn't really notice them.
Because some people were showing comparison little videos, but they're off screen, obviously. But that Terry's Buster Wolf looked to be
it got updated.
It had more impact.
Yeah, it was sort of weak at the start. It definitely got updated.
Which is sick, because that was totally a thing that stood out for a lot of people in the first gameplay trailer and stuff. And we got to see more hidden gear, supers, and what's Terry's called? Is Cosmic Power Geyser or some shit like that.
Yeah, his crazy tornado thing, right?
The fact that it's specifically a reference to the stupid moves that he did in the anime, that is amazing, because it's a move that Tung Fu-Ru teaches him, but only Tung Fu-Ru does it in the Fatal Fury games, and it's just no, just have Terry do it, because he's had weird supers in weird offshoot games here and there, the hidden power thing from that weird KOF spinoff thing. So I was immensely happy with that. I will say that I think it was Rocks, where the power geyser that he does, it's missing something towards the end. like the character just disappears, and then the camera turns to Rock, and then like the character, like his opponent's just on the ground. I was like, that needs a character hitting the ground really hard or something.
Yeah, like cinematics, direction. You know, I understand.
Like just a little tweak, like not asking for anything big. And T-Zox looked really sick, and obviously Marco Rodriguez is in the trailer, and seeing nice 4K footage.
Finally, high quality footage. Yeah, you really get to see how pretty the game is.
You say finally, but it seemed like from when they showed it earlier this year, between now, it's been like not that long a time. I'm glad that they it's only been that short amount of time before they started upgrading to that footage, because then they released that 4K, when they allowed to release that 4K match between Rock and Terry.
Yeah.
And like I watched that for a while.
Actual 60 FPS 4K, which hasn't happened yet. Some of the cinematic trailers that they put out for the game were 4K, but they were running at 30. So it's like people are missing out on the way this game actually looks in person, and then most of the footage we got was clearly not 4K. So it's like, yeah, this is not doing the visuals of the game any justice. You know, that's the kind of stuff that bugs me. You know.
Did you see that bit where? I don't have his name written down, but one of the original animators on Garou that animated Marco Rodriguez is like working on this game.
He's still working there, yeah.
He's still working there, and just he shows like his sprite sheets for Marco and Garou 1. He's like, now just I'm still working in animation, I'm just doing it in 3D, and you can see that like in all the comparison videos where like here's Marco and Garou 1, no buts about it. He is the exact same character. Because it's the exact same animations. Like, it looks incredible. Like, it's a better representation of that 2D animation than like I think I've seen in Street Fighter from at least 5 and maybe even 6, because 6 is so different visually. And the only thing about Marco, really quickly, the only thing about Marco is like I think his hair is like almost too silly. Like, it's a little too pompadour.
It's so pompadour, yeah. It's like a cannon.
Where you look at his Garou sprite, and it's a little bit more of there's a bit of a pomp to it, but it's a bit more of like a high top thing, and he looks a little bit cooler there. But I mean that is a nitpick for sure.
I just like how when he hits you, it looks like it really hurts.
Right.
Like the impact, they did such a good job with this. Like
they really did. And
like
that's the thing is that like Gauro and Third Strike of Road Break, because they're always compared to each other, have games that just have really nice impacts. Like, things look like they fucking hurt in these games, and I think that was a mega priority of theirs moving into City of the Wolves, because it was also clearly a big thing in Street Fighter 6. Like, hit impacts when you get smacked by something in Street Fighter 6 is a really great feeling. It's like, goddamn, okay. Yeah. Clearly, these are fighting games with inspirations from like Street Fighter 3 and Mark of the Wolves, the old one.
The Yuri Fitness Gym, which is a nice sort of callback to the gym that you fight in Art of Fighting 2. And Yuri just owns it now. Like, now it's like, my main thing for City of the Wolves now is like, I want to see old characters that we have not seen in the updated time frame / like pocket universe that Garou is in. So I desperately want to see Mai or like Krauser or Duck King. We gotta bring up Duck King again.
It must be nice having such a capable aide in your service.
Nice. The man amends every word of every document. What good is my lifting the pen at all? Not to mention, he governs the royal appeals. If the egoist wants to be king... And despite my father's retirement, he's still very much alive and making me little more than a crowned ornament and one who spends most of his time being scolded by those who hold the reins. In any case, travel is where my heart truly lies. I want to see this land for myself, her people, her towns, and I want to do so with my own eyes, not through faded paintings and narrow castle windows. Only then will I know how best to rule as king.
And that's why you've absconded without so much as a word of where you're going. The minister will be furious, you know. Just imagine the lecture that awaits your return.
But that's where you come in, my darling. I'll simply claim you whisked me halfway around the world in one of your devilish antics.
You wouldn't dare. You're late. So, that accursed ring has undone the magic we worked so hard to realize.
A trivial setback, seeing as the sanctuary lies in ruin.
You say that now, but I'm the one who cleared your... Surely you haven't forgotten what I demanded in...
You asked for a spell, and you were given it.
Huh. And I'm saying it's lost its value.
Only for a moment. The rebels...
Just see to it that the seer survives the slaughter. I've need of her. Alive.
Onerous wench. Shame these cadavers only bear so much self-restraint.
I want to see those characters like the most because it's all the Garo characters will look the same because it's this tournament, this new Garo game is like a year, maybe less, from the last one. But we still haven't seen like all these legacy characters. You can kind of see them in the art that SNK released like way back when, 2 years ago. Andy and Billy and stuff. But there's all these other unknown characters. Like I really want to see them back. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but I was talking to Kyle on Twitter, and I was like, I don't know if Freeman and Hokutomaru are making this game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. Really?
I think there's some Garo characters that are not going to make it in, just to give room to every other possibility.
But could they effectively preach up those characters where you get somebody like them, but they're like different, like more modernized?
Just tell me if anyone needs
new
healing.
generation, a new generation.
That's a good point.
That's crazy.
Because that's the thing. Preacher already makes me sort of feel that, like, oh, is Joe coming back? I don't. It's kind of hard to tell.
Her moves are more punches.
For sure.
Right? It seems like it. Like, there's some kicks for sure, but like Joe's mostly about kicks.
Yeah, that's true.
He has a punch.
He is a fucking bullshit.
Yeah, he's got that. Like but I mean, the tornadoes he uses his fists and Preacher she kicks them or whatever.
That's true.
But like, you could, but I don't know. Like, I'd like to think Andy's gonna be in it. I'd like to see Andy.
And we've seen these characters like in a silhouette in the first concept art. I swear Andy and Joe, I swear to God, are in there.
It was like Andy and Billy Kane. I remember.
Yeah, Billy was it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then there's the new characters from Garo. Then there's Garo 2, rather, the one that didn't get released. And then there's new characters. Like, there's so much possibility to make a really interesting roster here. So just being like, it's the same thing as Street Fighter. Here's the original 8. If you go, here's every single character from Garo 1, I'd be kind of like, well, I mean, I don't think you need Freeman or Hokutomaru or something. Like, I'm just saying personally.
I don't think those two are coming back personally. I agree with you. I think Mai will be the one that's going to take over Hokutomaru's
No Mai, no buy.
Yeah, no Mai, no buy. Like, you have to have Mai in this type of art style. I really want to see Mai in this type of art style. I feel like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. But like, I also want to see, maybe Grant coming back as like a sub boss, or like there's just a lot that we still don't know about the roster, and it's like really exciting to me. Like Street Fighter like 6 is kind of like all the characters will look like this because of the RE engine, and they're all going to be updated. You kind of know almost what to expect, but here it's like they can do anything.
Yeah.
Reach back to anywhere, where it's like we've seen Street Fighter characters come back several times now. Like in Street Fighter 5, like almost everyone was in it. In Street Fighter 4, almost everyone was in it, save for a few outliers. But here, there's like so much more room to play. So for sure. I'm glad Marco then got in because he had his time being in every single background of every single SNK game for like the last 20 years.
I mean,
every single Ryo Sakazaki stage, he was always there.
We need to have our resident Shoto, man. That's what it comes down to.
As decreed.
And he's a good one. Justin, you played Hunter. I think the X is silent. I don't know.
The X is silent.
Why do you have the X then?
Bro, I mean, if you're a real Hunter x Hunter fan, then you just say Hunter x Hunter. But if you're just
that's not
like
a real OG Hunter X Hunter fan.
However I can.
I've been saying Hunter x Hunter because the X is there. I'm just used to it.
I say Hunter Cross Hunter.
That also makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than not saying it. So you played this, but people's reaction, at least in the early gameplay trailer, was not great. And even me looking at it, like, listen, there's two things.
No stopping now.
Personally, on a visual level, that I'm like, it's hard for me to like get excited for this. His stages are just so bland and like kind of nothing.
Yeah.
And that, again, personally for me, character design wise, none of these people are doing it.
I'll not let
you know. So I think like I remember I read like I think J.M. Croft talked about like they only had like a $650K budget or whatever. I don't know how true that is. So low. It's so it seems like that might be the reason. But like I remember seeing the I remember seeing the first gameplay come out. So I played it the first day. I played it the day of when Goichi put out his footage of
honor as a knight.
And I was like,
yet?
yeah, this doesn't look like the one I played. So I don't know if he captured it in a more like worse quality or like this was like a different version. But when people looked at my version, they're like, yo, this one looks way better than the one that Goichi put out.
And we have to like understand what we learned about like the game, and it's that it has the budget of effectively 3 Skullgirls characters. So
that's such a great way to weigh that.
You can only expect so much, but the fact that it's like coming online, and you know, I find the comparisons to Ultimate Marvel 3 and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Somebody, I think J.M. Crofts made a little quick video demonstrating all the animations that have returned and have been around since like. Jesus, what's that Fate game or some wild shit? Like the
Fate
old...
Stay Night?
Yeah, like these same animations, you know?
Setting off.
Yeah, they made that too.
Yeah, combo-wise, neutral-wise, it plays like Marvel 3. And in terms of like block strings, it plays like DBFs.
Gotcha, so there's no universal push block?
There is a push block. Yeah, there's a universal push block, but like, you can't push block like instantly right away. Like let's say once you push block once, you can't do a second push block like Marvel right away.
So the thing from the footage we saw, I don't know if somebody just didn't do it, is there actual super jumps or kind of like hyper hops?
It's like hyper hops.
Okay, so yeah, to me it's like if that's the case, it's gonna have a lot of Marvel feel to it, but is it a Marvel versus Capcom game? No. Like because Marvel games are whole about this, right? Or about characters with like movement and mobility that goes way up into the sky. Even Dragon Ball FighterZ was that way, where it's like, yeah, here's all this screen space up here where you can fight people, you know? So to me it's trying to be like an amalgamation game. While still having X Factor and Baroque and all of this shit.
Stopping now.
Chicago.
Yeah, but even like when I played against the developer, like when he did something and I got hit by it, he'll compare it to like a Marvel 3 like thing. Like
it's pretty clear. It's pretty. It's the inspiration of I'd say the basis is very much clear.
Yeah.
Who is publishing this?
I'll not let Bushiroad.
All for the sake of my healing.
The fact that I've never heard of this company says a lot.
Bushiroad, they pretty much make all the TCG cards for like anime stuff, like Y Schwartz. So yeah, they're really huge because they do. Yeah, they're
publishing a video game. Is this their first one?
I'm not sure if it's their first one, but I think they're pretty much. I went to the Bushiroad office to play this game.
Time to go.
And aiding, like the developers, all from aiding were there to like kind of like show us like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be played, the mechanics and everything. So they were there to like help us with the demo and stuff.
So the reason why I bring that up is just because it's like I know Hunter is like a big deal. Like people love this anime, like it's popular and stuff, and it's like it's ongoing and everything. So it's just like I'm just used to Namco Bandai and like whoever publishing these anime fighting games, and they looking like a certain amount of budget has been put into it. So I'm just wondering, like, why is Hunter, like, how is it not at that same level as all the other shonen animes that have had like arena fighters? So it just kind of feels like a weird disconnect there. Like,
yes,
anyone else?
I think it's because of. I think it's because it's they just had the budget to make a fighting game. That's what it comes down to. Like
I'd imagine it's like a combination of the things. Like the license might not have nearly been as expensive.
Yeah, it's that, and also like I guess their marketing is kind of weird because yeah, the latest video I put out was me fighting this developer guy, right? And he's like, yeah, here's this build. You can record it, and there's a new character on there, and I'm like. All right, so I revealed a new character in my video, but
that's true. I saw a bit about this.
Yeah, so like they were. I'm like, is this cool? And I was like, here's my draft. They're like, yeah, it's perfect. Go for it. Release it. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Very different than side games being like, you know, they throw you in prison if you take a video of this character at their booth.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of like the whole like side games DNF situation where they're like, you know what, we got a fighting game out there, you know, like have fun type of thing. There's no, it's not like it's like Namco or SNK with they're very strict with their reveals, right? So it doesn't seem like it. They're pretty laid back, it seems like.
Which is refreshing, I guess. But like, just going back to Aiden's previous works, like you upscale. Maybe not even you need to upscale, but if you just upscale Tatsunoko versus Capcom, that looks better in terms of visual fidelity, graphical effects than this, to me at least, when I was looking at the comparison stuff. But maybe it's because I'm being like, you know, I'm being biased because there's like cool Capcom characters I've known for years, and they're doing crazy shit, and there's a bunch of characters I don't know just doing things, so maybe that colors my perception a little bit. But it's like 650, allegedly 650 being for a fighting game of any size is just ludicrously low if that's true, so that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I just read that, like I said, James Cross tweeted, like, oh, it's like 650K or whatever. But overall, like, I know that people are not happy with just, like, how the game looks, right? Graphically, it's like a PS2 fighting game. But in terms of gameplay, it's really fun. Like, that's for sure. Like,
I think, I personally feel like the game will do, like, fine. I think it'll find its audience, but it's sort of like a DNF duel situation where it's clearly going to have like a hardcore dedicated group of people that are into this shit, and it's going to do like that game. DNF duel did relatively well on my channel for a long time, like 3-4 months, where it's like, yeah, people are so into this. I think it'll be sort of like that. It's just like a dedicated like franchise anime game that, you know, finds its audience to a certain degree, and people are going to play the shit out of it. Dude, Tatsunoko versus Capcom is like that.
Yeah, that's how I think the game's gonna do. It's just, I don't think this game will have like a Hunter x Hunter Pro Tour or like that. If you know that it might not make it.
Hunter x Hunter Evo Top 6 main stage Sunday.
I don't see. That's a very possibility that it might not even happen. You know, just because like how DNF didn't get a spot at Evo. That's what I think that category is. It's like it's in that DNF duel like situation where like you mentioned, hardcore people will play it. Maybe in the beginning people will play because they're fans of the game, but will they stick around? Well, it depends on what the full game has to offer.
Yeah, and the problem is that like, oh, if a hugely embellished, beautiful Hunter x Hunter game, you're gonna grab people from graphics and visuals, right? Well, this doesn't have that. It's either for like hardcore Hunter x Hunter fans or people that like Marvel.
I'm not sure if you can properly say anything about this, or if they even like asked, or if you even asked. But like, other people are concerned about it's a very low roster for a team.
Oh yeah, it's like 15 characters or something at launch, right?
Yeah, they didn't tell me like how many characters total, but like the character select screen, yeah, there's only 16 slots.
That's very small for a 3v3 game.
That could expand, but
it
most likely not. You know, like DLC for sure, but
yeah, because they didn't talk about like when the game is going to be released. They just like
like there's no window at all, like not even 2024, like type thing.
Not sure, because I mean, technically, there's 5 characters. No, there's 7 characters announced. Because even in a previous rant,
when you announced.
yeah, so that's 5, right? So on my character select screen, there was 5 characters shown, but on a different video from like way back when, there was 2 new characters that they were shown, but they did not. They were not playable at Evo Japan or the build I played. So like the character reveals are just kind of weird. I don't know like what's the thought process on them. It just seems like a bit scrambly. But I guess just have to wait.
Yeah, like, you know, maybe visually, you know, if it's not even supposed to be out this year, maybe visually it'll get some upgrades. I can't imagine the price pool for the Hunter, Cross Hunter World Tour. It'd be like $30.
I stand ready.
It could be like 50,000.
Sir.
I 50,000. If their budget is $650, you're getting free pizza if you win.
They just have to sell some cards and they're back in the business, baby.
Yeah, they should tie this game into a TCG in some way.
Your will
Yeah,
shall be done.
because they have like they have all the different lots of anime IP rights of making cards. So like they could make it Hunter x Hunter card variant, and then people could just buy that and like it could be tied into it somehow.
You should have to buy cards and then you scan them in the game.
And you get their skins.
You get buffs. You call it the gem system.
The gem system.
Did you see that, Elaine?
So our second to last story is a little character called.
Tis the fruit of my labor.
I love this
Gotta keep
interaction.
getting stronger.
Japan asking, "What's this character's name in
Nowhere
America?"
is too
Oh, it's
far.
Akuma.
At once.
That's a
I claimed
lame
it as our
name.
own.
That just means demon. Oh yeah, what's your character called in Japan? Oh, it's Goki. What does that mean? It means strong demon.
Strong demon.
So, yeah, Akuma finally revealed, and this is probably one of the, like,
who you defy?
I'm not sure Capcom was right to leave this as the last character in Season 1, but it sure made for an impression.
Yeah.
This trailer, everything about
We
it.
called this, bro, like a year ago when we knew that Akuma was going to be the last character, where it's like, okay, yeah, this is where, you know, you get everybody back on board for Street Fighter 6. There's been, obviously, these other characters are not going to be the ones to light the world on fire. They're neat and they're weird, but Ed and his Dalton-like ranged boxer fight style is going to have nothing on Akuma doing a raging fucking demon.
With 1,000 Akumas.
1,000 Akumas. A 1,000 Akumas.
That was an amazing raging demon, man. That was really good.
So yeah, like just impressions wise, it's like holy shit, dude. Like visually, he looks wild. He looks like he's old as sin now. Like he's rapidly aging or some shit. Like the demon inside of him is like ripping his physical coil asunder or some shit. I'm like, this is neat. I see storytelling.
Yeah, it was really good. Watching the trailer live at Evo Japan was pretty interesting. Because like the people sitting down, like I guess they're so respectful, right, and everything. But then I was with I was with like Jerry and Rick, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm sweating. I'm like, oh, this trailer has gotten me, right? And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I felt emotional watching that trailer, right? And then they were making fun of me, and I looked behind me, and there was like 5 girls. They're like, and I'm like, see, even those girls know what I'm feeling. Akuma gave the hype, man. Like that was so good, the trailer and everything.
Yeah, the trailer's super good.
It's just a thing, like, when you see, like, wrestling or something in Japan, it's like, yeah, people are more respectful, like, they appreciate the performance, but they're not, like, getting super hyped, like, loud, like, it's just a general thing that seems to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, no, everything about the trailer is kind of like, you know, it was hinted at in the teaser, but this was just, you know, just show me the gameplay, just show me the gameplay, and it's such a long look at everything, like, here's the supers, like, how Capcom has shown them before, but it did make me miss, you guys remember in Street Fighter 5 when they would do the streams, where they would show everything about a character? They don't do those anymore.
Yeah, I think only Mortal Kombat does that, right? The Combat Cast. That's the only one that does that.
Your will shall be done.
But like the 2 directors of Street Fighter 6, when they took over Street Fighter 5, like they do those fun little streams where they would just kind of, here's the history of the character a little bit, here's some updates that are coming up. Like I kind of miss those, but I mean, I'm still not gonna, you know, 1,000 Akumas coming out, and at the very end, when the trailer was over, so you're like, oh, I guess there's no Rage Demon, oh, they're not showing it yet. Oh no, here it is.
Leave everything
And
to me.
it's probably the craziest, like, how are you gonna top this in the future?
Yeah.
Street Fighter 7? Like, how are you gonna, I don't think you can.
Akuma's gonna come out of the goddamn TV. Like he's gonna grab you. That would be a great trailer if there was a live action trailer for Akuma in Japan. It's you watching, waiting for the Raging Demon, and he literally grabs the player and pulls him into the TV.
Or it's like one of those old G.I. Joe Street Fighter commercials. What's a Goki? And then he jumps out.
Strong demon. Do you like the?
What?
I was like, do you like his outfit one?
It's awesome. I prefer it.
Here's I've still room to grow.
Okay, yeah.
Like, default looks cool, but you know, I mostly tend to sway towards the new defaults in Street Fighter 6 versus the nostalgia ones. Like, there's one or two nostalgia ones. I'm like, yeah, okay, of course. But like, there's just more interesting things going on, and just him being like this, like Max said, just this old, like, demon being ripped out of his face or stuff, and just like he's like a bear now, essentially.
He's a bear.
I've arrived.
He just looks awesome.
He's like a Monster Hunter character.
He kind of does look like a monster. Like he dropped out of that world in some way. He's been sitting in that cave for a long time.
Stronger than ever.
Did you guys see the English voice actor recording a bunch of lines of all the stupid things Akuma has said over the years?
No, I did not see
like,
that.
He does the SBC Chaos quotes.
Oh shit! Like the lines of dialogue, yeah, you're a stupid kid and you should go home.
Your villainy
I'll never smack a baby. Not that I'd ever do that.
He says those lines. I gotta find that tweet.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Mark my words, Baltro.
But yeah, like good stuff all throughout there, and people are we mentioned it earlier, but people are talking about these major balance patches, which that's the weirdest thing. I can understand Akuma being available at like an event or whatever, like exclusively over here in Japan. The fact that the balance changes are there, and you have to kind of weed out through everything to find this information for the balance changes. That's crazy because there's such minutia there, so having to piece together is like weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of like, you know, we can expect a big balance, like, patch notes, like, eventually, right? With the closer dates of May 22nd.
Oh, yeah. All the stuff that's being reported from Japan, we're gonna have to get that in concise form.
Yeah, so this is more just like, if you notice something, you know, talk about it. Like, but this is a place where you cannot record or anything like that. It's just only from like just tweeting and everything like that. But you know how far this place is? This is 3 hours away from Tokyo.
Yeah, it's not close. They make you go out in the boonies, right?
Yeah. All these people are taking the Shinkansen, the bullet trains, and just go there to play Akuma. It's just like kind of cool.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last time, where it's like they put in the setup in like a dark cave.
Yeah. That's what it seems like.
You have to go fight Goki there. You have to fight Strong Demon over there. But yeah, we'll get. I'm sure we'll talk about those.
Yeah, got that ass.
When we know. Yeah.
Gotten that ass, boy. Woo.
I see you've made quick work of your beloved brethren.
Have you no heart? No shame for the atrocity?
Prepare to face... What?
This has all been quite lovely. Now, I shall finally...
I can't let you do that. These two may be mere obstructions on your path of Seems the ghoul slipped.
Why have you helped us?
Because that girl is the only vessel I have, and I've no
What do you mean?
Simple. Zenoira's spell is not... No, it is a channeling magic. Designed to play...
You mean to say all those we were actually possessed by spirit...
Which implies you're one of them.
Mind your manners, child. Living souls are just as easily
For the moment,
We'll just have to see about that, won't we? Now, I know you seek the ancient Meet me at its peak, and we can fight.
All right.
May fortune bring what you seek among my quality wares.
They won't even get close.
Ooh, shit. Elf Eater? Wow.
I depart.
How may I assist?
It's rough going.
Be there before you know it.
This it? Be taking that? No holding back. I don't know about this. I got you. Never stood a check. Gonna need a minute.
Ugh. Sorry. I gotta go.
Appreciate it. Let me take it from here. Good call. I'll keep an eye on it.
God damn it, I still don't have enough. Three. Motherfucker. Alright. Time to call it. See you dudes later.